loves, welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl, Imani Bailey, and today we are of course back with a story time. If you have missed the other story times, go ahead and click on the description box. All the other story times will be down below. Whew. We are going to get right into this one. Now, of course, disclaimer, like at the beginning of all my story times, the names and the colleges and states have been changed just to protect the people's identity. I don't want to be sued. I'm not here to really talk about people, but just some crazy stuff that's happened to me, y'all, because life is just full of craziness. We're gonna get right into it. Now, this is the time that the FBI ain't got nothing on me. The quote for this story time, every story time has a quote, every story time has a lesson. So the quote for this story time is, don't look for potential, look for patterns. That is the quote for this story time today, and that God loves you, because that was weighing in on my heart. Now, going right into this story time, this is when I found myself in a relationship, and this was with my first love. If I'm blinking a lot, it's because I went to the eye doctor and my eyes are still tweaking a little. I'm sorry. still tweaking a little, and these lights are bright. If that's going on. Sorry in advance. I also want to apologize for these dogs, honey. I apologize for these dogs in advance too. It's something that's going on. This is ugly. I was in a relationship with my first love, and like I was like so in love with him. At the time, he was like my entire world. I put my entire self into him, and that's why I hit rock bottom and felt like I had nothing when I didn't have him. Don't ever do that. Don't ever invest your entire being into someone and feel like you have nothing, because you do have something. You have God. God is there to fill the void, not someone else, okay? And that's what I did. So I was in a relationship and everything was going for the most part good. However, this was like, he already had broken up with me once, and I had a bout with depression then. And then he came back, and I don't want to say I got out of depression, I just kind of masked the pain because I was depressed because I felt empty. But he came back, and when he did come back into my life, everything was kind of going good. There were no like red flags per se. However, this red flag is the red flag, I'm telling y'all. But everything was going good until I was feeling something in my heart and in my spirit that something was off. My friend Peace came over one day, and I told her, I was like, look, I feel like he is cheating on me. And by he, what we're gonna name him? We're gonna name him, I don't know. Oh my gosh, picking names is so hard. Like, goodness. Matthew. Okay, we pick Matthew. So I was like, I feel like Matthew is cheating on me. I told her that. She came over one day and sat on my bed, and we're having girl talk, and I just all of a sudden blurted, like, I feel like Matthew is cheating on me. And she's like, why do you feel like that? Like, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, something is just off. I just feel something being off. I feel something not the same. I don't know what's going on. Help. And she's like, girl, well, we could find out. Let's get your computer. Let's set up shop. Let's set up shop. Oh my goodness, I don't recommend this. Like, him and I are cool now to this day, so I don't recommend this. I'm not proud of it. But so we set up shop. We open up my computer, and she's like, we'll just, we'll figure it out. Do you know what his password could be? And his Instagram, like to his Instagram? And I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, okay, well, let's think, like, what about his email? And I'm like, you know when someone logs into your Gmail, it had, like, even if they log out, it just has their, like, Gmail, like, their Imani Bailey at Gmail. It'll, like, have that. So his was he logged in before my computer, so I had, like, the top of it. So I clicked on it, and I said, well, the only thing I do know is the password to get into his laptop. I knew the password to get into his laptop, like his MacBook. Like when your computer is asleep, there's a password to get in. So I was like, I know that. And she's like, okay, we'll try that. So I put his email in, and I tried that, and it worked. It worked. That's all we needed. From then, y'all, that was the green light. That was the green light. That was the green light. We got in. I was like, we in, sis. So she's like, bet. So we go to Instagram. And we type in his Instagram ad account. Type in his Instagram, press forgot password. Now sometimes Instagram sends you an email to just give you a link to just go right back to right back into the page. It doesn't make you change the Instagram password. If y'all know, y'all done forgot password before, you probably know what I'm talking about. It doesn't do it every time for security purposes, but sometimes Instagram just sends you a direct link to go back into your account. And so that time it sent a direct link to go back to the account. So it sent the link to the email. So we went to his email real fast, clicked on the link, got into Instagram, deleted the email, and then deleted it from the trash real fast. Let me tell you something. We did all that, got in the Instagram, y'all. I saw DMs from hella girls. You know what I mean? When Nene is like, when you thought you had a good man and then you see him texting bitches that he gonna put them to sleep, and it's like this. Yeah, that was me. I was shook. I was shook. Not my romantic partner. Not my sweetheart, not my person that be saying he love me, saying he gonna be doing all this. I know you ain't talking about this man that said he wasn't gonna break my heart ever again. I know you ain't talking about this man. And God was like, yup. So we saw all the DMs from the girls. Of course that wasn't enough. I had to keep digging. So we got into his Snapchat, did the same thing. However, Snapchat is only one person can be logged in on a Snapchat account at once, unlike Instagram. So we had to wait until super late to log into his Snapchat because of course it would log him out. However, if we waited super late, he wouldn't be on Snapchat, and so when he woke up in the morning, he probably just would think that Snapchat was glitching and it just logged him out somehow. So we did that. Got into his Snapchat. Girl, y'all. He was messaging girls left and right on the Snapchat, talking about how he can't wait to see, asking them for pictures, y'all. I'm talking about pictures, like pictures. I mean, he's talking about how I'm 12 hours away, because at the time I was going to a different college. I was 4 hours away from Atlanta, and so I was already 8 hours away from him. So yeah, I was 12 hours away. So he was telling girls that I was 12 hours away. I wouldn't find out. I wouldn't all of this stuff. Mind you, saving it in the chat. So I'm seeing pictures of these girls, and because Snapchat has where when you screenshot, it notifies the person. So I'm taking my phone and I'm taking pictures. I'm taking pictures of the Snapchats. Because I need the receipts. I need the receipts for when I gather all my data, I gather everything, and I go to him and see if he's really gonna tell the truth, because that's what us women do. That's what we love to do, isn't it? Yeah, I know. So I'm going through all this, and y'all, I am crying. I am devastated. I'm devastated. Oh my gosh, my camera battery's about to die. Hold on. Y'all wanna know the kicker? The kicker of everything is, we were broken up. He broke up with me. How did I forget that? Because I filmed the story time before, but for some reason it's stuck on my computer and it won't let me download it. I can't get it onto YouTube, so I have to refilm. But before all of this, he actually broke up with me. He said that I was too much of a brat. He broke up with me in the midst of my English 1101 class. I had to step outside of my English class while he called me on the patio and go to the patio, and he broke up with me. He said that I was a brat. He mentioned that he didn't like that one day I wanted to adopt children. I also want to have children of my own, but one day I do want to adopt children. He mentioned that he didn't like that. He wanted more children. He also said that sleeping with me wasn't the same as it used to be. He literally said that on the phone with me. I know. I'm done. That's another video. So he said that, and then he also was saying all types of things. So I was boohoo crying. I couldn't go back to class, and it just ruined my entire day. I allowed it to ruin my entire day. I was crying. My whole world was coming down after he already told me that he wasn't going to break my heart again. And here we were again, and it was repeating itself. History repeating itself. And not only that, after I got off the phone with him, I called his mom, because his mom and I were very close. His mom and I were fairly close, and I called his mom. And his mom already knew, and I told her what she said, and she was like, wait a second. Of course her son's not gonna tell her what he really said. I was like, you know, I'm making my mission to tell these mothers about their sons. At this point, I gotta tell you what your son said, because clearly he ain't gonna tell you what he said. So I told her what he said, and she didn't like that too much. Like, breaking up with me is one thing, but to say those type of things is kind of like, it's on the line of disrespect. It's really disrespectful. And so he called me back because his mom had him apologize to me. So he called me back to apologize to me, and then in the midst of all of this, the day that I was having, that's when peace came over, because she knew that I really needed a friend, because I was down. It was like, I want to say the second darkest places that I've been in my life. I was down. And that's when we started all the hacking, because I knew that something was off, and I wanted to know what exactly it was. And so when I saw all of that, it made me feel worse. It didn't make me feel better. It made me feel worse. And I went to him after we hacked into 3 emails. We hacked into 3 emails, y'all. So we hacked into 3 emails. We hacked into his Instagram. We hacked into his Snapchat. And also hacked into, this was back where you could put someone's iCloud where your iCloud was. And so you can get their iMessages if they were connected to the internet. You can also get like their voicemails or something. So connected to his iCloud, child. And got all the tea. He was a Rolling Stone, honey. He was just out here doing whatever. He didn't care. Yeah. So I went to him and I confronted him about it, and I was just like, so you say you don't want to be with me because I'm bratty and because of this and because of that, while you out here cheating on me, while you out here talking, you texting other bitches. You texting other bitches. You out here talking to other girls. You out here saying that I won't care. You out here talking about doing a duel with them and pictures, and it's just so disrespectful. Like, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Of course, I confronted him about it, and what did he do? He was like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not cheating. I never cheated on you. I never cheated on you a day in my life. Like, what are you talking about? And so I just had to pull up the receipts. Honey, pull up the receipts. And was like, oh, you wasn't? Send them out. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. Honey, send them out, send them out, send them out, send them out. Y'all, I was sending these receipts out. I was making it rain in his message inbox with all them screenshots from his own social media. I know, just screenshots from your own social media. Now, how would you feel? So, of course, he flips out and he gets upset with me. Who hacks through somebody's stuff? Like, why would you even do that? Who does that? Da, da, da. And I'm like, who's doing that? You the one cheating. You talking about I hacked your stuff, but you was cheating. You was cheating. And so I remember telling my mom and crying to my mom, and she's just so old school. Like, if you go looking for something, you're gonna find it. But I was like, sweetie, if it wasn't there to be found in the first place, it wasn't there. Even if I went looking and it wasn't there, it wasn't there. So the fact that it was there tells me all I need to know. And after this, I was still dealing with him. Just going outside, y'all. Going outside. I don't know what's more sad, this one or the last story time, because this one, this was like second time we broke up. So I still spent like years with him after, and just so invested in him more and more and more and more. Thought about my whole future with him, everything more and more and more and more. And I finally was able to forgive him from the situation and kind of get through it for the most part. But certain things I wouldn't put up with today anymore. It's a difference between somebody who commits a mistake or does a mistake and owns up to it versus somebody who doesn't. when I find it crazy when, this is the lesson part, so you click off this video if you don't care about the lesson, but I find it crazy with like the closer I am with God and the closer I am with becoming the best version of myself, the more I know, okay, if I do something, my spirit don't sit right. It don't sit right with my spirit. I'm being convicted. I have guilt. So I'm not able to sleep well at night knowing that I hurt somebody that I love, or that I've done something behind somebody I love back like that. I'm actually, at the end of the day, I'm gonna own up, I'm gonna fess up to them, and I'm gonna apologize to them, and I'm gonna let them do with that information what they want to do. However, there's a difference between that and just blatantly doing stuff and cheating behind somebody's back and then being like, well, I'm sorry after the fact, after you were caught. So it's like, you're not sorry because you got caught and now you're sorry. It's not really sorry. There's no conviction. Like, you get what I'm saying? So now the lesson for me that I learned was, when people show you what they're capable of, believe them. And I don't want to say when people show you who they are, because people do change. But when people show you what they're capable of, believe them. If somebody is capable of doing something like that, or doing something like my other story time, and is sleeping in your face and smiling in your face and saying that they love you and this, that, and the other, they don't have no spirit convicting them, which means their relationship is not right with the Lord, which tells me I don't need to be with them. Okay, let's get that straight. So that is nothing to his character. It was just more about me still going through things like that and still getting over it and still giving myself to someone who has shown that they weren't ready for me or weren't worthy. Weren't ready for me. So I wish him all the best. We're friends though, so I mean, we're good. Like, I don't feel any type of way now, but it was really a learning experience. Everything for me is a learning experience. I love y'all so much. I really challenge you to look back at the things that has happened to you in your life and see what lessons that you could gain from those things. So I will see y'all in the next Storytime video. I love you so much, and stay true to yourselves.